So this is exactly how I've managed to knock over 2 minutes off my 5K time in just 1 week. Now I wanted to run a little experiment on myself to find out what could be possible if I just really increased the volume of training that I do in a week. So I committed I was going to run 5K every single day for just 1 week to see what it came up with. Now I'm not a runner, but then I'm not a runner. I just don't do it that regularly, yet I still can do it. I know I could complete 5K. I'm not the quickest, as you will see in the times. So when I went out on Monday, this was my time. Through Monday to Friday, I used the same route. I'd mapped out a 5K route on the very first day, and I just repeated that every single day. Now the reason for doing that is because I knew what point I got to in 5 minutes, or when I hit the first kilometre, I knew what point that was at, and I knew what my split time was the previous day. So my aim was just to every kilometre knock a few seconds off. That would then compound over the 5K in total and really make a significant difference. And that's exactly what I did. You can see from Tuesday and then Wednesday's time, Thursdays and Fridays, that simple method just kept working every single day because I was in competition with myself. I was the only person in control of it. Now, not every day was exactly the same. Some days I had to go later in the day because of client sessions and I'd already eaten. So there was a lot of external factors that came into it, my performance on the day. Yet I was in competition with myself. So I was in control of how quick I got that done. And by giving it realistic targets of every kilometre, trying to get there slightly quicker, I managed to knock off over 2 minutes in 5 days. Now this experiment was just to test it over 7 days, and you can see from Saturdays and Sundays times that it slightly slowed down a little bit more. But it's not just as you might think. I obviously wasn't at my workplace for Saturday and Sunday, so I had to find a different route around where the place I live. Now, this brought up a whole host of different problems. It might be down to tiredness of legs, I had a bit of a weekend, but I think mainly it was down to the route. I didn't have that route planned out, that I knew exactly where I needed to be for 1 kilometre, 2 kilometre, all the way to 5. So I couldn't ever really pick up the pace because I wasn't in competition with myself. So the Saturday was again my first trial run of the day, which wasn't too slow, albeit, but if I'd have known when that point was, I probably could have sped up and beat the time that I got on the Friday. But then you see Sunday's time, and I think that's when the fatigue started to creep in because I was doing my other training as well as all of this throughout the course of the week, and then Saturday it just built up and it was a very slow time. So I think the main outcome from this is that 5 runs in a week, one day after the next, didn't really give me that much fatigue. You might not have to do that to improve your 5K time. You could probably just do 2 or 3, but doing the same route, yes, it gets repetitive, but that's the whole point. You're building that resilience to do repetitive tasks because you see the rewards you're getting from it, and you're in competition with yourself, so you have realistic aims of what to beat every single kilometre, trying to drag those split times down and analysing your data to find out when it is you maybe hit the wall and start slowing down a little bit more. And I could almost guarantee that if you did this same principle of training, that you look at your split times and you try to find out how you can shave a few seconds off, maybe you rest for a little bit less period, you will knock minutes off in just 1 week. Give it a try and let me know in the comments how you get on with it. And if you found this video useful, please like, share it, subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to keep doing experiments and challenges on myself, and I've got a big one coming up in just a few weeks. And yeah, I'll be putting out plenty more content that's going to be helpful.